one of those areas that we've decided to cut from that are going to go to rich people's pockets that don't contribute at all to our society is through USAID. CNN went to Afghanistan to show us directly some of the effects of these cuts to hospitals where pregnant women are giving birth, to where people are starving to death. And this is the effect of it.
The clinic we're actually heading towards was, until just a few months ago, funded by the US government. Now the Trump administration has pulled the funding, a lot of people in this area are left with not even basic healthcare facilities.
The UN estimates that an Afghan woman dies every 2 hours from pregnancy or childbirth. This clinic has now closed.
So this is where women were giving birth?
Yes, this is the only clinic in this area, and now it's gone.
Afghanistan has one of the highest maternal mortality rates in the world, right? What happens to these women now that the delivery room is gone?
It means that these communities don't have access. It means that women are going to be giving birth at home, meaning more and more children are going to die during childbirth.
We were just talking to the community leaders who were telling us that 7 people have died since this clinic closed. And just a couple of days ago, a woman died in childbirth because there was nowhere for her to give birth.
The woman's neighbours and family told us that if the clinic had still been open and she'd had the support of a midwife, she would have survived. Across Afghanistan, over 400 clinics have closed because of US aid cuts. Millions of people were reliant on these clinics for healthcare. Now, their only option is to travel hours, sometimes days, to public hospitals like this, where there's an influx of new patients. The US was funding doctors, nurses and essential drugs here, but now that's also gone.
Salam, how are you?
This have the capacity for just 1 baby, and we have under about 3 babies here.
Yeah, it's crowded.
Yeah, crowded, yeah.
Is this normal?
Not normal. When they cut the ad here, our mortality rate about 3 or 4%.
So 3 to 4% more babies are dying since the US cut the aid?
Yeah.
Wow.
As people are dying and as women die giving birth, the thing that we're not going to pay attention to is this, up until the fact that it's happening at a much broader scale here in this country. We already heard before about how certain women, American women, don't receive the same kind of care. People have less access to hospitals because of cuts. So this is an American problem too. It's just we haven't been seeing it enough. Like we never see things like this, but it's happening here too. And these are the results. This next video is even worse. So there is even a trigger warning on this because there's a brand newborn child that suffers in this video, and they highlight it more directly.
Hundreds of clinics across Afghanistan, including many in this province, have shut down in the last few months because of the USAID cuts. More and more women and children are travelling further and further distances to come here, desperate for some form of help. What is his situation? What has the doctor said?
دکترم خنده داوی دقیقه اول خود جات کن و دقیقه ندقیقه سوی خکه دانه نستا مزغوطه مکروب جیکسی.
In the middle of speaking, we looked over and realised the child had stopped breathing.
Is he breathing? Is he breathing?
He needs to go.
He needs to go. Sorry, move.
Turpeke, Ekra.
He's died? Oh my God.
Mohammed's mother returns to the room, and the most devastating news.
This is just one family of so many thousands of families that are having to live through this, and it's utterly heart-wrenchingly devastating.
Cancelling aid to Afghanistan has long been a goal for Congressman Tim Burchett.
Hundreds of clinics across the country have now closed down. I literally watched a baby die from malnutrition. What would you say to these families who are living through desperate circumstances, devastated by the results of your actions?
I think it's horrific, but it's not due to my actions. Man, we don't have any more money. We're borrowing that money. And again,
But it is due to your actions. I mean, you have been
these are
advocating for
people
this
that-
for the
these are
last couple
people
of
that-
years.
No, ma'am. It's not our responsibility. We have Americans in the same position. We have Americans that are having trouble with childbirth. We have Americans going hungry, and you want us to borrow money and send it overseas.
Tim Burchett at the back in there. I'm going to get to him in a second. But as we watch that mother lose her child, and the overcrowding that's going on, the 3 to 4% increase in infants that are dying and mothers that are dying from a lack of access to any kind of normal hospital care, all that stuff, it's acceptable because we set into an emotion a long time ago that we don't care about human life. In this country, we've seen children get shot in schools for decades now, mass shootings all over the place. And our politicians who have the power, like that ass Tim Burchett, who was talking at the back end there, after children were shot in his state, he said he's not going to do anything about it. He openly said it. I'm not going to do anything about it. If somebody wants to kill you, there's nothing we can do about it. So since we've set that in motion, why would they give a damn about these weird looking brown people in some other country that are dying that we were a part of disrupting? But then Tim Burchett thinks he's standing up for Americans there at the back end. How are we going to keep giving taxpayer dollars to all these other folks when we got people in this country, which he's right about, that don't have access to hospitals, that are starving, that have no housing? But the policies that they keep putting in place do the same thing. The reason that we have hospitals that are disappearing, the reason that kids are going hungry, the reason that our education system is destroyed is because of these same policies that take money out of everything that makes those things work, gives it to rich people. They don't tell you that part, even though it's pretty damn obvious. How about those billions of dollars that you just voted for to allow in that bill to continue to go to ICE, to increase the military force within our streets, to increase the guys who run up in people's houses and in their cars and in their work sites and destroy their lives? That's money that's not going to hospitals, to child care, to infants, to hunger, to education. They're cutting all of it to go to rich people. This is the effect. Just gonna let you guys know. This is the effect. And this is the way that they excuse it.
Don't take that as an indication of our withdrawal from the world or our participation. It's about a smarter, more strategic involvement that can be faster and more nimble, more effective around the world. We've mistaken, because of the size of government, this idea that how big you are, how many people are working, how many organizations you're going to is a reflection of success or effectiveness of results, when that is not the case. And this is what, as we do at home, is we look at how are we spending our money? Where are we spending our time? Is this something that is valuable for, and in our case, President Trump's vision of America first, but also for the best country in the world, a government that is still, as we are into our 250th birthday, that we want to be that country that people love and want to come to, that can make the difference in the world.
So do you see her talk about there? Where this needs to be an assessment of how we're spending our money. And if this money is best for Donald Trump's America First policy. Is the money best for Donald Trump's vision of America First? Donald Trump's vision of America First is people in this country suffering the same way that those folks are suffering. Donald Trump's vision of America First is taking away programs and access to help and information from folks who are suicidal. Donald Trump's vision of America First is destroying jobs and taxing us at higher rates through his tariffs. You know, Donald Trump's America First is taking all your information and giving it to Elon Musk right before they have their fight. Everything Donald Trump does that's America First is Donald Trump first, because he thinks he's the only thing that's useful in this country, because he's a leech. He's a lifelong con man, failed businessman leech. So the times that people told you all that stuff when he was running for office, both times, it wasn't because, oh, we hate Donald Trump, even though we do. The reason is because it tells you how he's going to act once he's there. And these are the results of his actions now that he's there.